MXR recently launched this. It's the Duke of Tone Overdrive pedal. Now, if you know your classic pedals, you probably recognize the color and the font of the writing on this and know that it is, of course, a recreation of the famous and much desired King of Tone by Analogman. It's actually a pedal you can still get. However, you either have to pay a ridiculous markup on Reverb, or you have to put yourself on a waiting list that's currently 5 years long. I'm actually on that list, and I have 3 years to go until I can buy one. Analogman, if you're watching, just pump us up the list a bit. So luckily for all of us, Analogman has collaborated with MXR and produced the Duke of Tone, which is a much more affordable, slightly simpler version of the King of Tone, which comes in this nice compact box that really saves on pedal board real estate. Now, of course, we'll take it for a spin and show you some of the tones, but it kind of got me thinking, which is the best mini version of a classic Overdrive? Well, strap in, because today we're gonna have a duel of the Diddy drives. I'm gonna pit the Duke of Tone against 3 other mini Overdrive pedals, which all themselves also are recreations of other classic Overdrive pedals, both past and present. And those 3 Overdrive pedals are the Ibanez TS Mini, the Wampler Tumnus, and the MXR Timmy. So the Tube Screamer was initially launched in the late 70s and is one of the most iconic Overdrive pedals of all time. Its iconic sound features a mid-range boost that is often really desired, mainly because it helps guitarists' tones really cut out of a mix when you're in a band or a live situation. The TS Mini is a smaller version of the pedal that was released by Ibanez themselves. It's in a compact box, but it's still got all of the bite and drive of its bigger versions. Next up, we've got a slightly less official recreation of a classic pedal. This is the Wampler Tumnus. The Klon Centaur is widely regarded as probably one of the most famous and most sought after guitar pedals of all time. It's reached almost mythical status, and if you want to get one of the originals, you are going to be looking at about £5,000 if you go on something like Reverb. For a brief period of time a long while ago, Klon actually did their own reissue of the pedal called the KTR, which now itself is getting up to the higher end of 3 figures and the low end of 4 figures on Reverb, even if you want their reissue. So as you can imagine, the pedals are highly desired. Some say it's just hype, some say that it's a magic box full of secrets and mystery, but one thing that is true is that the circuitry inside it was legendary. And again, it's a massively widely recreated and imitated pedal. The Klon circuit spawned a huge number of Klon clones, and some of these, including the one that we're using today, the Wampler Tumnus, really stand up very well to the original, considering it's a lot more affordable, and in this case in a tiny little box. In my opinion, of all the Klon clones I've heard, this one is definitely the best. It's also got the best name because Mr. Tumnus from Lion Witch of the Wardrobe was half man, half goat, and a centaur is half man, half horse, so it's kind of got a very subtle nod to the original, which I kind of like. Lastly, we have the Timmy. The original Timmy was a legendary boutique pedal from the 90s designed by a man by the name of Paul Cochran. It could either be used as a boost or a drive with a very transparent tone which was there to try and foster the relationship between a guitar and the amp. In the early 2000s, the demand for these pedals far outweighed the supply, and they eventually became almost mythical in terms of their status on guitar forums all across the internet. Because of this, they were very inflated in price, and they were quite difficult to find online. That's all until MXR, with the approval of the original designer Paul Cochran, made this. So, which was your favourite? Personally, I've always been a huge fan of the Klon sound, and I was really impressed with the Tumnus when I first tried it, so much so that I actually went and bought one. However, that being said, I also love the Tube Screamer. In fact, I actually have a Tube Screamer on my board, and the TS Mini is very faithful and stacks up perfectly to the original. The Timmy wasn't actually an overdrive pedal that I'd heard much about coming into making this video, but I was really impressed, particularly with this one, and the choices and the control that you have on board with it. But yet, the Analogman just has that beautiful breakup tone that doesn't muddy up the sound and is just beautifully simple. Anyway, I just thought this would be a bit of fun above anything else, and it's a chance for us to talk about some classic pedals from history and some of the Diddy tributes that have followed them. But anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys thought of the pedals. Which one's your favourite that we tried today? Which was your favourite original? Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to see more things like this, and we will see you very soon.